Hi, Stitcher.
Hi.
Welcome to the Pattern Queens Flosstube number 22. Today is Sunday, March 15th, and as you can see, Keisha and I are not in the same place.
We are not in the same place. I am at my house in the office/guest room.
And I'm in my living room. I'm sitting in my stitching spot and just, getting comfy, ready to go. Got all my stuff by me.
Great. And if I'm not making good eye contact, I'm not really sure where the little camera is on this,
I
so I'm
know.
just looking at Laura's beautiful face.
I was thinking, I'm just looking at you and,
Right.
just talking with you.
Yeah.
So,
So,
which is different. We don't always get to talk face to face like
right. Yeah, we're usually right next to each other.
that.
So welcome back to us. We took last week off because I did not feel well. So that's kind of what happened there.
And I was recovering from a cold.
Mhm.
And partway through the day, probably right after Keisha would have been here, Katie and I both said, I'm really tired. I think I want a nap. And we went to bed. I went to bed and got up and felt pretty good. But I took like a 4 hour nap.
Oh,
See,
right.
Katie woke up and had probably over 100-degree temperature.
Oh no.
Yeah, and was sick
Wow.
for several days.
Oh
And
gosh.
then Brendan and Jeff have both gotten it, some version of it,
Mhm.
later in the week here, but hopefully we are all on the mend.
Right. And that is why I am at my house because I don't need to get sick.
The baby just doesn't need
I
it.
know. Well, and this week I'm pretty exhausted because I was feeling the baby move a little bit before, but now he is just here. He wants to make his presence known and he wants to make it known about the time I go to bed. So,
That's fun for them when everything's all calm.
right,
Yeah.
right.
So, hey, I got a little bit of stash from our friend Vicky this week.
Okay,
I did
okay.
not pull it out of the bag, so I'm going to make a little noise here and pull it out. She was at an event and got this chart and knew that it was something that I would like.
Hmm.
And so she brought it to me. It's called Coverlet Houses from the Scarlet House.
Well, it's
And
not
I love
really
that.
focusing on it. I think it's because you might have your blur the background on because it's
Um,
focused on your hands, but it's not focusing on the pattern.
okay, let me see what I can do to fix this. How about that?
Oh, good.
There it is.
Ooh.
It's really cool. So it's got this way. So it's got this at the top where you do all the colors and you leave the white fabric uncovered. And then
Hmm.
at the bottom, it's got it all the opposite way.
Oh, cool.
So I will have to decide what I want to do, how I want to do it. And you guys, now you get to put up with my messy background because that's my workspace.
Also, everyone, Laura likes to stitch houses.
I don't like the stitch houses. I like how they look. And I'll be stitching along and I'll think, why am I stitching another house? And then I'll get finished and I'll think, that's a really cute house.
Right.
So anyway, Katie is pointing at something here to me. I don't know what.
You have an audience number in the hallway.
Oh, we have an audience in the hallway. One of the
Oh,
kitties is watching
you
us.
just
Very nice. No one is watching me
Oh, okay.
here.
So next up are our whips. You want to show yours?
Sure. Well, we've been gone for a little bit, so I've had 2 weeks of wheel spinning. I didn't let you know last week I span Mama McBruin and Luke, which is from Stony Creek, so I'll show that one to you. The first thing, and since I'm filming on my phone, so I can't really show you the pattern for this because I only have it on my phone as a PDF, but it's In the Forest from Stitchrovia. It's the one that I spanned the last time we had a video. And here is it right now. Um, I
That's
had,
really pretty.
oh, thank you. I had these two orange trees done last time in this small mountain here, but I got the bigger mountain and those green trees in this time. And so there's not a whole lot left. I'm probably over halfway done with this pattern. So,
I was
um,
trying to look real quick and see if I could find it. Oh, there it is.
oh yeah. Oh, you're not on
Oh,
there. There we go. Yeah, it's that one. So I just have that cabin and some trees in the background, the sun, the deer, and the grass. So
you really are.
getting pretty
Wow,
close
I'll
on that
hold
one.
mine back up there, right
Yeah.
next to it.
So
You're doing great.
yeah, this one was stitching up pretty fast. I had a lot of fun with it whenever I was working on it.
Now that
But
one is in memory of your grandfather, right?
yes, yes, I'm going to chart his name to put underneath it.
Oh, that'll be sweet.
Yeah. So then I of course have also worked on my Hawthorne Hollow, but full disclosure, one Thursday I was not there, and the other Thursday I don't know, I was working on the border and not a whole lot got done last Thursday at Panera. But this is the March block, this one here with the pineapples. It says their old familiar carols play, and of course there's a peacock because there's a peacock in all of them. So you're going to be really impressed, everyone, by what I've done.
Yay!
The top border and some words, and not even words. There and old. It's not even old yet.
They're old.
They're
Old
old.
familiar.
Right. And then the last thing I worked on was the one that I spun for this week, and that's Mama McBruin and Luke from Stony Creek. I'm stitching this for my mom. She collects these Boyd's Bears. And if you're into Boyd's Bears, Stony Creek did a lot of different patterns, and they're all based on the actual figures. And I am getting pretty close to finished with this one. So
look at that.
So I really just have her feet to go. I started on a foot over here, and then she has a foot here, a little bit more Krynic, and then just back stitching. So I'm pretty close on this one.
That's awesome.
Which is good because it's one of those gifts that the person I'm stitching it for knows I'm stitching it for them, and I get asked about it. So
yeah.
It'll be good to have that done.
That's why it's nice to have it be a secret, right? Because then you can stay excited about stitching it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've had that experience. So,
right.
Okay.
That's all I have.
Did you want to tell us about well, we're going to talk about it in plans. Never mind. Yeah. Okay. So my whips. I am starting spring break, so I went ahead and brought home my work project, which is May's Lily of the Valley from Cottage Garden Samplings. And I have made a little bit of progress. I don't stitch on this very much, only at school. Can you even really see this? So I've been working on, where'd I go? I've been working on the white flowers in here, which I think you guys are probably going to have. Can you see them yet?
You can see them a little bit.
So I've done some of them, like the ones down here on this side. And I've started up into the heart. Tiger, stop, you're being rude.
I love that little snail on it.
Yes, isn't it cute? That fun little thing. Okay, I have to be able to see it again. That's my problem. Little bitty guy. There were some little brown touches. There's another one down here.
Oh, fun.
And I just was tired of stitching green, and which I know you would never get tired of.
Oh, no, never.
But if you guys don't know, that's Keisha's favorite color. But I just thought I need a little break, and then it will be a good pick-me-up. And I also know that I'm off in one spot, so I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to come around and get to it. And I think I know exactly where I'm going to fix it, so that's good.
Well, that's good.
Then I have Waxing Moon Designs, My Heart Beats True.
Oh, yeah, I remember your
side. There we go. And this is the one that I'm just trying to put in a little bit at a time so that I make some progress forward. Well, guess what? I got one red band done.
That's quite a bit from last time.
Yeah. And I started the lettering. I feel like my word white, it's going to be a white band, so you can't stitch in white. But I feel like my white is almost the same color as my blue because it's a gray, but mine's very dark.
Right.
So I'll have to decide if I like that or if I want to change it.
Mm.
But I'm pretty happy with my progress there.
Yeah,
It's
that's a lot.
going well. I'm shoving these back in as I go because otherwise everything will fall over on me. And then 2 weeks ago, the one that came up on my wheel is Paradigm Lost from Long Dog Samplers.
I love this one.
And this is one that I sent out in my round robin group a couple of times. And then I've been working on it hit and miss here and there. This is huge, you guys. I'm just trying to figure out where in the world I need to grab it. So I don't even know if you'll see the whole thing. I'm just going to keep.
Wow.
Gotten to the bottom? I don't think so. But yeah, there it is. I saw
We're
my
at the bottom.
So I have finished the whole column of pages. Can you see my hand?
Yes.
I have finished the whole column of pages over here, all the way down. And then starting at the bottom, I made it all the way across the bottom. And I'm up in kind of that next section. So really what I have left is right up here in this top quadrant where the ABCD over to about the letter OPQ, that area, that quadrant is what I have left to do.
Wow.
So it really is getting close.
Yeah.
I mean, close is relevant, but close on a piece like this.
Right. I mean, that piece is huge, so.
It is. And
impressive.
It's on Weeks Dye Works linen. It's on old Weeks Dye Works linen, which I've heard people say they don't like because it's real loose. I love how it looks with this because I think this piece could get really, really heavy looking. And the looser weave fabric is just perfect with it. It just lets all those colors kind of breathe.
Yeah, and that piece is gorgeous in person. The colors are so good.
Thank you. That's Katie Landis helping. Yep. And then I went a little nuts and decided that I needed some spring forward starts. So first of all, I have spring delivery. I mean, rabbit's hop, that's like springing, right?
Right.
I have spring delivery from Brenda Gervais. And in just one day, I got all of this done.
Wow.
Now, I have not picked this one back up yet, but I will very quickly. And I'm actually thinking about making a second one, starting a second one, and having it be my retreat exchange piece.
Oh, that'd be perfect.
And I would change all of those flowers to blues or stitch it on blue fabric.
Right.
Which I still have some really pretty blue from Doug. Doug and Vicky of Acctgforstitches. So
that would be the perfect piece to get from you. A bunny piece from Laura. What a special gift.
And you know, I don't mind if people know because they're not gonna that's what I'm working on because they won't know which one is mine.
Right.
So then I started Spring Gathering by Scattered Seed Samplings. Yes, another bunny. I love my bunny.
Really, what Laura posted in the groups was who wants to do a spring forward start. I'm pulling out lots of things with bunnies.
Yep. Yep. So here is my start on it. I did a couple of days on him and finished. I need to do his tummy, but he was pretty quick to stitch too. And you know, I didn't have either the browns that they called for the rabbits, so I substituted in my stuff.
Right.
And I like what I have. Oh, and what do you do with bunny starts? You put them in your bunny bag from Judy. And look at the purple.
Oh, fun.
With the little white dots. It's so cute.
Yeah,
that's my bag. I love it.
Very spring.
Yeah, and I did have two more pulled out, which will just kind of hang out for a little bit. Two more bunnies. Then I have my A Year at Hawk Run Hollow. And that's what it is. And my March block, my March block is this. I did not finish my February block, and I will get back there sometime, but not right now. I played with some of the reds, and they came out really nicely.
Yeah, I
But
think it's working really well.
and I think I'm going to have no problem mixing the orangey and the red. Here is my March block so far. You don't need to see the border. I'll let you see this closer. So I got
It's going to be so cute.
and I intended to come home and do those swirls on the sheep here at home because I was kind of having problems seeing that color floss at Panera.
Right.
But this week a guy came home and fell asleep.
Mhm.
This week I am on spring break, and so I will get to work on this all day. I've already told Katie, no matter what I'm doing, I am working all day on stitching.
Yeah. What Laura said was, I'm going to stay up until midnight on Wednesday because then it will technically be Thursday. So then I will stitch on it, and then I'll stitch on it all the next day. And whenever it hits midnight, I still haven't went to sleep. So I get to keep working on it until I go to sleep, is what Laura said. Just showing me up. Just
There
showing
you
me up.
go. Oh, I was thinking that Thursday was the 20th, which is when we do a new start, but it's actually Friday. So,
Oh, okay. Perfect.
so then the one that I spun on my wheel last week is Dance of the Tulips from oh, I want to say the right thing, Glendon Place.
I think it's Glendon Place.
There we go. Yes, it is. And this is what it looks like. I don't know how well. Yeah, that's pretty
Yeah,
good.
you can see it pretty well.
And I am doing mine on a piece of Picture This Plus linen. So I'm not using the green. I went full on pink.
I really like this piece a lot.
And I've worked a lot up here in the top where those flowers are. I have been working on putting them in, and I'm moving along pretty well. I have a little more left to do on them. And then I got all of the swirly parts done. And inside of each of them, there is a flower that'll be done in a mint, the lime ice, I guess. And it has some beads and things on it and some other stitches. Oh, and there's a butterfly at the top, a pair of butterflies. But that one too is very close.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
that's all of my stuff. That was a lot, right?
It's okay. It's been 2 weeks.
So we're supposed to start something next Friday. Are you going to start something next Friday?
I don't know. I'll have to kind of see how I'm feeling next Friday.
Because it'll be. Go ahead.
Oh, I've been having a lot of fun just working on my old stuff. So, but there are a few things that I kind of want to start stitching for the baby's room and stuff like that. So maybe I'll get the stuff together to start one of those.
Okay, and maybe I can tempt you with something here because, it'll be spring. So remember, we're going to start quilting bee in the spring.
Right. Oh, yeah. Oh, no.
But you probably won't have had a chance to kit it up.
Well, that's true. I don't know that I'll make it to Cece's, so.
Before then, yeah.
Yeah.
Mine is all kitted up with this really gorgeous piece of fabric. I just love this. Look at that.
Oh.
That's a pretty good showing of it. I could have turned my little bright light on over me. I bet that would help. We'll put it out here. But there. Does that help? Or did that make it worse?
Well, now it just looks like it's really light. I think.
It was better before, huh?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. There we go. Anyway, it is beautiful. I love this.
Wow.
And I snatched it up when I saw it.
Mm-hmm.
And because I thought it would be just perfect for the bee.
Oh, wow. I don't know. I might have to see if I have any of the things that I need for it. Because I could be tempted to start that one.
And then I was online this morning tooling around on Instagram, and you know what I saw? I saw that Caroline off the grid needle arts has a hashtag, and actually this was for yesterday, but there we go, it came right up. But she has self-care new start. Do you
Oh.
see the hashtag?
Uh-huh.
Okay. And all of these people started, with all of the coronavirus craziness going on. Caroline is advising us to just stay at home and start something new,
Yeah.
practice some self care, and start a new piece. And they were doing it yesterday. It was supposed to be on Saturday, but you know what? I just saw it. So I'm sure I could find something.
You never need much of a push to start something new,
Oh,
though.
and look, I've wanted to start this forever.
Oh, yes.
This is Coffee Quaker. I didn't take it out of the bag. You guys all know what that one is, though. And I think what I'm going to do, because I probably don't have any of those colors, I think I'm just going to do a full-on conversion.
Hmm.
I don't know if I'll use a whole bunch of rich browns or if it will end up purple.
Might end up purple.
It might end up, you know how those things happen. And then the other one that's really, really calling to me is this one from Shakespeare's Peddler, and it's called Love the Spring. And it has a verse from Shakespeare's As You Like It.
Mhm.
And it's silly. It says, in the springtime, the only pretty ring time, birds sing, hey ding, a ding a ding. Sweet lovers love the spring. And it's Judith Quiney, I would say, because it's Quiney. But you know how I like to stitch words. Here.
Yeah. Well, you'd have that done in like 2 hours. You're so fast at stitching.
No, but it's really cute.
It is cute. I like
And
that.
I have been dying to start it. So
Yeah, I don't know that I've ever seen that one before. I like that.
really, it was one that just popped up. I was trying to decide if I could tell where I bought it. But it's one that just kind of popped up for me. And I thought, I need to do that. I need that in my stash.
Right.
So
Nice.
planning ahead, right? I have lots of stash. Do you want to talk about your plans?
Yes. So, as you may know, if this is your first time, usually I spin a wheel that tells me what I'm going to work on the next week, and it just has all of my whips on it. I didn't get a ton of stitching time in this week, just with I had a doctor's appointment and the baby has been keeping me up. So not a whole lot of productive stitching time. And I am so close on that bear, and I've been working on it for such a long time. I am not going to spin this week. I'm just going to work on that bear some more. So that's my plans for this week.
So we need hashtag cheer on Keisha. We may have
I just need that all the time.
And you can do it. You are so close.
Yeah, so I think I'm going to continue to work on that and see how far I can get in another week. And then, of course, Hawker and Hollow on Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
And then, I don't know, if you talk me into starting something new, I might start something new.
We'll see how much floss we need for that bee. Maybe I can split skeins with you.
Ooh.
That would be good, right?
Laura is an enabler.
I'm a terrible enabler, right? So I have been spinning too because Keisha does, and when Keisha does, I think I should too. But I had spun June morning as my whip, and I have not pulled it out because I've really been having fun with my 10 and 20. Mm-hmm. So I'm leaving June morning as my whip until I actually pull it out and work on it.
Right.
I'm not just moving it on. And this is, let me do it with the other hand. This is my 10 and 20 wheel. And you can see I've set it to not repeat, so it's turned those two dark. I want it to not repeat until I get to stitch on everything. Although, I'm like, what if it came up again with Paradigm Lost and I finished? That would be exciting.
Would be.
So anyway, maybe if I get a lot of hours this week, I'll spin partway through the week. But here goes. What should I work on this week?
Oh, yeah, this is good for your stitch
Uh,
week.
Probably not one that I want to have come up. It's Brendan's stocking, which yes, I want to get it done, but it's definitely my struggle piece.
Right.
And it's 3 strands of floss um on that fabric, and I believe don't I even have it on an even weave and
Yeah,
yeah.
I get it. I get that 3-strand struggle.
Yep. So, but I will do it. I will put in what I think I would put in 24 hours on it. So, maybe if I just push real hard for a few days, then I could put in that many hours and see where I am, and maybe I'll get to spin again.
Yeah, well, and that's good because you have this week to stitch and you really want to get that one done. So,
Yes. I'm trying to do sew one day, stitch the next day, sew
mhm,
one day. So because I don't want to just work all week.
right.
I want to have some fun time. And right now, the way that it's working out, it'll be good because my stitching days would be today and Tuesday and Thursday and
Hmm.
the next Saturday. So I should have a good mix of days. But
Right.
we'll see if I do Hawk Run Hollow all day on Thursday. I was thinking that if I could manage to really, really get a lot in, that then I could work on the borders down at the bottom and start working on that December block.
Yes. Yeah, that one that's full coverage.
Right. Because I have to get it finished. I have to get this month's finished to be able to work on December on Thursdays.
Right. With our very arbitrary rules.
And you guys, if you want to know what our rules are, ask Keisha.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we work on Hawk Red Hollow on Thursdays. You work on the current month on Thursday. So, like, we can only work on March until March is done. And we both have full coverage blocks. So we're like, if we get the month done, because we have a couple that are have a little bit less to stitch, then we can move on to our big full coverage block. And then at any time, we can stitch on the previous months that we haven't finished. So
Yep. My
there.
January is finished. My February is not.
And neither of mine are finished. My February's barely started.
But I am just like antsy to get down there and get that full coverage block
Right.
like started.
Right. I don't blame you. I'm kind of anxious to get to mine as well. So
And mine is December. Yours is, if you go in order, yours is going to be your November, right?
yes, yes.
Except that, didn't we decide you have a couple of extra ones that are really, really full?
I have a couple that are pretty full, but then I have a couple where there's a little bit less. So it all kind of evens out. But I think I probably have more stitches. There's probably more stitches in Christmas than year, I think, but it doesn't matter.
Okay, so my plans are to work on the games and toys stocking, and I've got to get my retreat piece, my smalls started for the retreat. And if I do that one, the rabbit, I've had like 10 choices. If I
Right.
do the rabbit, it was going pretty quickly. And if I could
Hmm.
make it go that quickly again, that would be great. And I bet I could stitch the whole thing and get it finished this week. But I need to get my hours in on my games and toys stocking.
Hmm.
I will have, I may have a new start today for the self-care new start, the
Hmm.
hashtag self-care new start. And then on Friday, I think I said I will have a start of some kind. We'll have to see what that is.
Yeah.
And just because I sew doesn't mean that I don't stitch. I cross stitch every day, and I have for more than 2 years.
Hmm.
So,
I stitch almost every day, but some days I'm just like, I am tired and I'm going to eat dinner and stare at a screen and go to sleep.
I kind of go back and forth. When I get really tired and burned out on my stitching, that's when Keisha gets a lot of messages from me. So,
And that's usually whenever I'm going pretty well and I'm like, Laura, stitching here.
isn't that funny? Well, I always just send it out there, and if you answer
Right.
me, you answer me, and if you don't, you don't.
Yeah. No, it's fun to chat while stitching. It's just harder to do whenever you're texting and then stitching,
Yes,
especially whenever
yes.
you're using your phone for your pattern.
Oh, I can see where that's a problem.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, and that reminds me, we've talked a little bit. Um, I'm not doing March Madness, although I have a little bit of March Madness just like internally going on with all
Right.
this. But I'm thinking that for Mania, for Stitch Mania,
Hmm.
what I may do is get things ready and start all of those patterns that are on my devices.
Oh, wow.
Now, my first inclination is to go ahead and print them off, but the whole point is to try and do it from my device.
Hmm.
So I think that's what I'm doing. And I have that great sampler from Hands Across the Sea that I
Right.
want to do. I have your Stitch Rovia makes me think of my Satsuma fall
Hmm.
pieces. And I
Oh, yeah.
bought combos. So I have the two, the bird and
Uh-huh.
a really pretty forest scene.
Hmm.
And I think I even have Primavera
Oh,
on there,
yeah.
which, oh, that one's so, so pretty. And I think, maybe I need to like get those things started during May
Right.
so that the reminders are all there. I think
Hmm.
is what I really want. The reminders to be there that I have things on my devices that I want to stitch.
Hmm. Well, if you start on May 20th, this Satsuma Street pattern, I might have to join you because I have a couple of those on my devices that I haven't started.
Oh, well, I'll just save one for the
All
20th.
right. Sounds good.
But yeah, I really want to be pulling things. So I need to keep that in the back of my head that I need to pull things so that I'll be ready to start those projects specifically. So
Right.
I need to kit them up. Have you been to market to look at market releases?
No, I haven't. I know what stuff Michelle Bendy Stitchy Designs released because I'm very excited about a few of those, but no, I haven't really looked at everything.
So a great one to watch if you want to see some of the things that have come out is Fiber Talk. Gary and Vanna were at
Mhm.
Nashville and they filmed quite a bit. I've only watched a little bit, but they were able to run around to the different booths and pick up patterns from designers. And a lot of the designers let them take the patterns and they just took them for a while so that they could show them and then they took
Mhm.
them back begrudgingly sometimes, but they took them back. And it's been kind of fun because like I got to see your cute strawberry.
Oh, the strawberry.
Yes, one that they showed already.
I was so excited. And I was looking at Michelle's picture that she put up on Instagram of like her table. And I was like, look at all the Hildies next to each
Oh,
other.
that's so fun.
Yes.
But I want to go back and watch the rest of their market week. I have been really trying to avoid Market Mania because I don't need to add anything immediately.
Right.
And I've been hearing Stitchers say that maybe what they're going to do is make a list of everything that they like and then spread those purchases out over the year at different
Mhm.
shops from, just from different
Right.
designers, whatever, however you're going to do it.
Yeah,
And
that's a
I
good
think
idea.
that would be a great one for me. And I
Hmm.
have on my phone, I've been taking notes of Nashville releases so
Right.
that, I can watch for those things
Hmm.
and not just go into the shop and go, what should I buy today?
That is usually me.
Me too. So, I was looking out my window because the boys told me that it was snowing a little bit earlier.
Oh, I missed that. I
Yep.
know it was cold.
Here we are 4 days from the first day of spring, and yes, there's
I
snow.
know. Oh, man.
Maybe I should start spring snow from ink circles.
Oh, there you go. There's an inspiration.
It's an awfully cute one. So, okay, now I feel like I'm just rambling.
Oh, it's okay. They're here for rambles. We didn't tell them at the beginning that this was a channel about cross stitch and friendship and rambles.
Oh,
So,
yes, we did forget that.
but it is. That's what this channel is.
Hey, and thank you all for watching us and tuning in and sharing the silliness with us
Yes.
and for subscribing. Subscribe if you like what you are seeing here. Click the little bell, it'll send you a reminder when we when we make a new video. I thought about last week that maybe what I should have done was to just go on and make like a 1 minute video that said, hey, we're not filming this week. Don't worry about us. We're okay. We're just on a short break. So,
And let us know what you think about this format of video, because if this works, this might be like once the baby gets here, or even like as I get further along, if I don't feel well in the morning, like this might be an option if everyone likes it, if it works.
it took us a little while to figure out how to get it all set up, but
Right.
then
But
it was.
it's set up now. We know how to do that.
So now I just have to figure out if we can edit this.
If not,
Otherwise,
they get some great funny faces at the beginning.
oh yeah, it's big laughs. Katie said it sounded like there was evil laughter coming from the living room. So yeah, it'll be good.
For sure.
But I think that's it for today.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
All right.
Well, bye.
Bye.